Before we begin, just know the first hour of my playthrough was with a controller which had massive stick drift and I could barely control the camera. I do invest in a brand new PS4 controller so I could proceed with this project. Truly, there is no greater suffering. Power on.
What's that now? Don't like the cold? Can't stay in today. We have a ritual to perform, you and I. Here. Wear this. It belonged to my daughter. Good. Today, I speak your name, girl.
It's rare when the main character of a game grabs you and refuses to let go. One who, via a combination of a clear direction in design, strong writing, and excellent voice acting, can meld to create a unique characterization. For me, Aloy is one of these characters. And, overall, Horizon Zero Dawn is a title which I thoroughly enjoyed and, despite some issues which are certainly felt, should be experienced.
To us, were left the splendors of creation. Beasts of air, water, earth, and steel. It is one thing to hunt a beast, another to hunt a machine.
Set in a far future after the collapse of civilization, humanity has redeveloped to roughly a new Iron Age with bits of leftover technology from the old world thrown in. Tribes, small kingdoms, and clans have established themselves, each with their own unique culture. One of these tribes is the matriarchal-based Nora, hunter-gatherers who worship their mountain-based goddess, the All-Mother. One day, seemingly from the goddess herself, a child is found within the mountain and is adopted by Rost, a Nora outcast, and is raised as such. Isolated since birth, Aloy grows into a young woman full of determination, a strong moral compass, curiosity for the secrets of the old world, and a heckin' nice midriff.
May the machine spirits bled.
Aloy is blunt, forthright, full of dry, sarcastic wit, and sometimes confrontational. She has little compassion for machines and prefers a gritty lifestyle without comforts or ease. She sees herself as immensely independent, driving relentlessly towards her quest to uncover the truth behind her birth, a longing which gives away a sadness within her.
Then make it quick. I'm heading in.
Hold for identity scan.
You need to stop listening to Ted and start listening to me.
Where's this from? And when?
Due to being outcasted by the Nora, she has loyalty not to the tribe but to herself and the world as a whole, despite the horrible treatment she receives. Her confidence, however, leads to a tendency to always put her own well-being on the line, constantly getting involved in life-threatening situations, sometimes getting in over her head. Her lack of awareness for social cues and isolation growing up sometimes ends up with her treating friends somewhat poorly, albeit not with malicious intent. The way in which she is written creates a mostly fully steady personality. I say mostly because, for some weird reason, there are times in which, during conversation, you'll be able to choose Aloy's responses to what's going on, in either an emotional, purely logical, or a more cold-hearted tone. This clashes with the overall vibe of the game, as Horizon isn't really an RPG. It's an action-adventure in the same vein as Tomb Raider or Assassin's Creed, the old ones. And some of these dialogue choices just don't align with Aloy's pre-established personality.
What are you talking about? That doesn't make sense.
Something else which really takes you out of the moment are the numerous occasions when, during cutscenes especially, lines of dialogue simply won't play, and the character models are left just staring at each other, heads bobbing in a dead manner, only for the last line of the conversation to suddenly remember what's going on and show up.
And the Alpha Registry with it.
Not at all. The whole time I've been monitoring your focus, I duplicated every data file you scanned. Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
You're really good at making it impossible to like you, Silence. But I guess I need this.
It's time to see where you were born. Maybe you'll even learn why.
Yeah. Meet the machine that birthed me into this world. Isn't that how you put it?
I'll be off. Yes?
How did you track my location when I wasn't wearing a focus?
I wore out 2 striders getting here in time, but I did. Now be on your way.
I'll be on my way. To make matters worse, Helis ordered an Eclipse detachment to attack the Norris Sacred Land.
Absolutely not.
It's really weird and not something I expected to see at all. Actually, this ties into how the models move during static conversations. Lip syncing isn't always great, and there are far too many examples of dead-eyed, glossed-over looks.
To investigate?
No, I volunteered my confession. No sense wasting time with an investigation. I was sent to Sunstone Rock for 2 years. The trade was fair.
Okay, but what about these aforementioned machines? Robotic dinosaurs roam the world, hostile to humans and increasing in number. Their designs are easily one of Zero Dawn's highlights, resonating with real-life counterparts and each having their own personality. Aggressive and territorial, skittish and herd-like, passive and harmless like the Tallnecks, or annoying and a bane to my existence like the Glinthawks. The secret of where they all came from is unknown at first, and they're just a constant part of this world alongside regular flesh and blood animals. Some are more easily taken down utilizing a stealthy approach, hiding in tall grass, tracking the patrol paths, or sneaking up on them and delivering one fatal blow. Others will demand a frantic dash around the fight, forcing you to use a variety of weapons at your disposal. Still, others are best defeated by the classic method of hitting them with your stick. These are either some really fragile bits of metal or Aloy's biceps have biceps. As is obvious via the footage, Horizon is gorgeous. Usually. With an original release date in 2017, the game is starting to show just a tiny bit of aging. Sometimes the textures are just stretched over terrain in a haphazard way, features will pop in and out of existence, and character models have a tendency to look rather lifeless. Luckily, you'll only notice these issues sparingly. You won't have so many more instances of stopping and just admiring the plethora of gorgeous views up on offer. When everything is firing on all cylinders and they all line up perfectly, Zero Dawn has some of the most jaw-dropping visuals, not just in my experience on the PS4, but in gaming overall. Up to this point, of course. Still, the best part of this experience by far is the combat. Now, I won't go super into depth about how everything works. There are plenty of other videos on this platform for that information, but the mixture of ranged and melee, plus some horseback combat works beautifully here. You have so many different tools at your disposal. Your spear, a bomb slinger, rope caster to tie down machines in place, a friggin' flamethrower, several different traps, potions to replenish health or add resistances to Aloy prior to or during combat to give you an edge. There's just so much. Stealth also plays a huge part, and there are many different weaves or modifications you can place on your weapons or armor to obtain bonuses to different types of damage resistance, extra health, stealth bonuses, boost to elemental damage, fire arrows are overpowered, and so on. Now, the ability to override hostile machines and have them fight on your side or mounted combat is a thing, but quick side note on the mounted combat and traversal, I rarely ever used it. Getting around on foot and using fast travel between campfire save points was quick enough. Going through the effort of finding a mountable machine, overriding it, keeping track of it and whatnot just never seemed worth the slightly faster traversal speed. Avoiding spoilers for the main plot of a game which is 7 years old on a previous generation console. Seriously, what are you doing if you haven't played this yet? It's available on PC also, just go get a copy and play it. The overall main story is rather intriguing, although it does tend to stutter and drag on a bit in the middle. On the flip side, the majority of the game's side quests are where a lot of the personality and world building and character development, not just for Aloy, but all the various NPCs really come into place. Helping an eccentric treasure hunter go through an abandoned dam and unlock the secrets within. Dishing out some frozen frontier justice. Preventing a sneaky bomb plot from going off. Or just finding all of a set amount of target dummies and whacking them over with your stick. If you can't tell, I really enjoy hitting things with my stick in this game. Melee combat is my preferred way to go, and it's just fun. It's fun. Oh, and the overworld in Zero Dawn is friggin' huge. Sprinkled within are plenty of campfire save points where you can either quick save or manual autosave, and the ability to fast travel within them seriously helps you get around this huge map. Now, in order to fast travel, you have to actually craft fast travel kits from your crafting menu. This will lead you to have to scavenge materials from flesh and blood animals you hunt and kill in the wild, or later in the game, you can just remember where the golden fast travel kit is and buy it once and never have to hunt and scavenge again, which is totally something I didn't do because I forgot where it was. I've gone on long enough about Zero Dawn, and I think you get the picture. It's a great title with super fun combat, gorgeous visuals, a fantastic protagonist, detailed world design, and an oddly dull end credits theme. Not what I expected to hear after that final boss, but whatever. Oh, speaking of the final boss, what a cluster. Seriously, this thing was such a huge difficulty spike, it took me multiple attempts to get past this, and it's on a timer. Ugh. My playthrough was around 34 hours, which, since I have the complete edition, including the Frozen Wilds DLC and most of the side quests. Honestly, I look forward to playing the sequel. Well, that's enough for one gameplay session. Power off. Hello, thank you so much for staying to the very end. If you haven't yet, why don't you go ahead and click that subscribe button so you'll always be notified in the event of future videos and whatnot for my little channel here. We are marching our way towards 100 subscribers. I know it's not that big of a deal, but to me, getting to triple digits on a channel, which I never thought would even get to 50, would be pretty cool. So why not be a part of it? See you around.